Hello learner, I am Dr. Subodh Kesharwani, working with Indira Gandhi National Open University in an associate professor capacity. Today I am going to talk on a very contemporary topic that revolves around the term called application software. So prior going into the depth of this topic, I am going to talk today something which is very contemporary in nature. The need of the hour is customization. And when you talk about the customization, customization is something which is making the things user friendly, making the things customer friendly. So application software role is quite ubiquitous into it because it is not going to add a feather in a cap, but somewhere making the software which can be used for the particular purposes. So prior to going into the depth of this application software, I am going to just throw a light on what exactly the computer is. Because when you talk about the computers, we have to think in the present scenario that there was a time when computer was confined to tables and chairs, which was known as the desktops. But it had taken a shape from desktop to laptops, and presently what we have seen, the smartphone is nothing but a full-fledged computer which is equipped with the Wi-Fi, which is equipped with the speakers, with the hard drives, and the operating system into it. So we have a very full-fledged session on operating system which comes under the system softwares. So definitely we are going to talk about that in a more elaborative manner, but here I am going to talk more about the application software. So if you go more into the depth of the computer is nothing but an integrated thing which not only synchronize between the hardware and software, but develop the applications which can be used for the multiple purposes. So there are certain ways by which the application is going to be used. So prior to going into the depth of this application software, just I'm throwing a light on what exactly the apps are, because right now this application software had taken a name of apps. What is app? App is a very frequent using term in the present scenario. WhatsApp is one of the example. We have seen that how this messaging services had created a miracle in this world, and right now nobody using the conventional stereotype short messaging services, but they are confined to to the latest contemporary thought, which is known as the messaging services. So this messaging services, or we used to say the messaging app, is doing many things. It is not facilitating in messaging, but doing a lot of other things also. So we will definitely talk about what are the other applications this app have. So app is basically a short form of application software, which is really any device that accepts input from users, perform calculations on that input, and provides an output to the user. So the term app is also known as a software application, and it was originated in the year 2010 by the American Dialect Society. So a mobile application also referred as a mobile app, and it is also known as the simple app, so which can be run on the phones, on the tablets, on the watches. So right now the watches have also come, which is equipped with the SIM cards and other thing, so you can use as a smartphone, as a computer. You can use for the calling purpose, you can use for the multiple purpose. So the purpose behind the app is nothing but to navigate the users in a more friendly manner, and what I was talking on, the customization. So some apps are free, some are having certain prices, and some are having a distribution platform where those who create the applications, they take some royalty. So these are the certain things which are there. So I'm not going more into the depth of this app, but the intention behind is that how this app is more favorable to all of them in the present scenario, because the hardware have got its own utility, and software also have, like the system software I'm talking about. But when you talk about the application software is playing a very vital role, because if you talk about the scenario, if you talk about the circumstances, or you talk about the certain application, app is there. So you name the configuration, you name the scenario, you name the circumstances, there is an application for that. So what we are going to see when you go more into the depth of this app, and when we talk vis-a-vis the smartphone, we see that mobile operating system is something which is going to play a very important role. And mobile operating system works, the manner the operating system works in the computers, but it is somewhat differ with that. So we will see, because when you talk about the when you talk about the operating system we have in computers known as the Windows, And whereas when you talk about the mobile, the very popular is the Android. So it's not like that Android is the only operating system. It varies from the vendor to vendor. The one company uses the one operating system, other uses another. So, but when you talk about the smartphone is well versed connected with the Wi-Fi and have a basic functions what the computer have. So in the same manner, and the good part is that it is equipped with the touch screen display. So you don't have to type the text always or do the things. It's more like a GUI based philosophy. So graphical user interface is there. So more the things are going on in that manner. So if you talk more about the types of application software in the present scenario, the application software is changing in the present scenario and the way the technology is coming up, because we are in the present scenario we are more talking about the Internet of Things, we are talking about the big data analytics. And when you talk about the big data analytics, it's not like the data I am talking about, because we know that the data converts into information and that information becomes useful. But if you go into the backdrop of the computers, the genesis behind the computer is that the garbage in, garbage out philosophy. So the manner you put the data, you get the result in that manner. So big data analytics is nothing but how you are going to streamline the gigantic data. The scenario is that right now the definition of the data has also been changed. There was a time when data was merely name, email or the mobile number. But right now the data is somewhat which can provide the corporates or the users what exactly the footfall of the individual is. So this is something which is there, and there are certain cloud solutions are always also there. So this also somewhere change the phenomena of the softwares. So certain changes are coming up, cyber security is there. So for you name what I was talking on, you name the things, you name the scenario and you get a particular software for that. So right now the things are more talking about the customization, more talking about the application based softwares. So simple software is no doubt useless, but if you develop a application software is application based, and somewhere it is going to be fruitful, somewhere it is going to solve the purpose that how the things are going to be changed. So if we bifurcate the term called software, we know that when we talk about computers, when we talk about the smartphone, which is a new kind of computer, it is equipped with the hardware and software. So when you talk about the software is again bifurcated into system software, programming software and application software. We have a separate session on system software and programming software, and here we are more concentrate on application software. So when you talk about the application software is more app based and more other thing is there. So what we have observed that when you talk about the application software, it includes variety of things, like for word processing we need a word based software which we usually call the Microsoft MS Word, or in the present scenario we are putting our data on the clouds. So the Google Doc is also one of the way by which you can process the words. So what the Word is going to do, if you go more into the depth of MS Word, it is not working as a just writing the things, but somewhere storing the things, and somewhere you can revamp the data as per your requirement. So we will definitely talk more about all those the application software which are frequently used in the present scenario, and but there are some other things which are going to be done. So database software there are certain database software which work as a backdrop things as far as the coding is concerned. When we develop the source code, the database, like, or we put the data in the Oracle, we put the data in MS Access. So these are the other thing which is there. Then we have a multimedia softwares, and there are big change in the multimedia softwares, and the way things are coming up. We have seen that movie making software is there, and we have moved from the stereotype text based to image based, and now the video based model is coming up. So there is a great use of multimedia software, and then presentation software is also coming up, where Microsoft PowerPoint is there and other presentation tools are there. We can make the presentation in a PowerPoint, we can make a presentation in an open source software, then very easily convert with the help of audio into animations. So the Flash is also one of the way by which you are going to do that. So there are certain educational softwares. So what I mean to say, it's not like that there was a time when for small things, for the small terms, we we go to the encyclopedia, we refer to encyclopedia, but right now the Wikipedia is one of the best way to extract the information. So educational software had come up, like online dictionaries are there, then Google Earth is there, then NASA have also created some of the customized software, then mathematical software is there, and on the other hand there are certain simulation softwares, so which is making a prototype of the things what we are going to do, and it's going to help individuals in a very big manner. We have seen that for getting a license as far as driving is concerned, we have to go to the transport department and do certain things, so that they can able to know that how I can able to drive a car. So, but on the other hand, there are certain simulators which had been developed, so the replica had been created, and very easily you can make things of that. So, these are the certain things which are there, and when you go more into the depth of application software, there are certain intention behind that. These application software are the utility programs. They are very generic in nature, and these programs the intention is very clear that it can provide a very user-friendly approach to the users, so that they can use it, and it seems that the particular package had been designed for that only. Like the example of the word processing software I have talked about, that word processing software intention is what? Is to just putting the text in a sentence format, and sometimes check the language also. So if you go into the backdrop, the purpose behind the notepad or wordpad was just putting the text in the particular format, but right now it is doing over and above to that. So if you talk about the Google Docs, which is working on a cloud, the text we used to put on the Google Drive or in the Google Docs, what exactly things are going to be done, that they check the language also. So on the other hand, you are just processing the words, but your language is also going to be revamped by that. So this is the way by which the email programs are there. There are certain emails, there are certain communication softwares which are there. So when you talk about the types of app, in general, there are n number of ways by which the application software can be developed. And in one application software, we have observed that there are again, 5 to 10 or maybe n number of times the customized application things had been developed, which can be customized for the individual purpose. So there's a big software which could be either called MIS or ERP systems. Into it, if you go into the backdrop, you will find out on the basis of department, the segregation is done, and there are certain softwares which are exclusively designed for the particular department. But what matters is the integration. So integration is no doubt going to play a very vital role. And if the software is not integrated, ultimately the purpose of the application is not going to be resolved, because the application purpose is to integrate the thing, so that what the one department is going to do, the other department can very easily get the flavor of that. So what we have done in this particular case, we have bifurcated this application software into certain format. The first format is the putting the text in the format. There are two ways by which the things are going to be done. Then you have got Microsoft Excel. When we talk about Excel, it is either developed by the Microsoft in the Office format, or there are certain open source software. So these open source software are also providing a good things in the spreadsheets. Then you have a simulation software, then you have multimedia software, then presentation software. The way we are presenting our lecture, it is very well versed that the PowerPoint presentation is going to play a very vital role into it. And when you talk about the presentation, it is not merely just a presentation, but somewhere it can facilitate you also. You can imbibe the audios, you can put a lot of flavor into it, so that the animation can also go on, the images can also go on, you can take a pause. Sometimes you can have a short video which you can interlink with that. So that is the model which is going on. And the next is the video conferencing software. If you see in the present scenario, when we all are facing this pandemic stage and lockdown is going on and nobody is interacting with one another, the only way what we have is the video conferencing software, the meeting software. Then things are changing. We have moved from one approach to the human intervention approach is going to be less, and this artificial intelligence is coming up. In the industry 4.0, if we talk about the chauffeurless cars, it talks about that there will be no humans who are running the car. The car will be automatically run through artificial intelligence. The Tesla is the company which is coming up with a very good product, and it talks about that how the automation, how the robotics, and how the artificial intelligence is running a car. So these are the changes which are coming up. We have seen that in the airports the robots are cleaning or washing the floors. So there are certain robotic softwares which are coming up, and there are certain e-learning softwares coming up. If we see that a lot of massive change had come up, we have moved from brick and mortar system to electronic learning or blended learning systems, and the hybrid learning model is coming up. So there this e-learning application software is going to play a very important role, because this e-learning is not providing users or the students to learn, but on the other hand provide them a platform to choose the curriculum, design the syllabi as per their requirement, and it is something which can provide them what exactly they want to learn and what could be their pace, and there are certain credit transfers also which can be given to them in a faster mode. So in general what happened, the postgraduate program duration is 2 years, whereas the undergraduate program duration is 3 years. But when these programs are based on the credits. If you achieve the credits and if you pass the examinations or complete the evaluation process, you can accomplish that degree in a very short span. So this is the e-learning software is going to do. It is designed, it is customized as per the learner pace and effort. So these application softwares with the help of artificial intelligence and other things are going to do many things. So there are certain messengers and chatting softwares. The very omnipresent is the WhatsApp messengers. We have seen that right now everybody is using this WhatsApp messenger services, and it's not only help for the messaging services, but somewhere storing, and somewhere we can create a group also. So when you talk about creating a group, when you talk about interacting with multiple peoples at one shot, you are using the technology called blockchain technology. So this blockchain technology is not basically interacting with one or few members, but making a group, and the same information automatically floated to the n number of users in a very short span. So this is something which is there. So online video sharing platform is there, which is governed by the YouTube, and without YouTube the things are right now incomplete, because if you want to go to the video, if you want to upload our videos, if you want to do something, or if you want to learn many things, the video sharing platform is going to play a very pivotal role. So this is the thing which is there. So we have observed that when we go more into the depth of this application software, if you take example of a MS Word software, so the MS Word software is not merely good for just writing a text or doing the things. It can do many things. It can reshape the whole text. It can make the shape equipped with the images, with the videos, even you can store it. Even if you want to reuse it, you can do that. So this is there. When you talk about the spreadsheet role is quite important, because they are gigantic data and you have to keep all the data in a row and column format. And so this spreadsheet software program is most unique. It's provide an ability to calculate values and using mathematical formulas and the data in the cells. So that is the thing which is there, and we can use certain formatting tools, certain merging tools, certain formulas, certain functions, certain charts. So right now there was a time when text was purely explained with the help of the simple text, but the tabulated format had come up, the visual format have come up, the data visualization had come up, where we are making a pie chart, we are making a line chart, we are making certain other images which can somewhere interpret the things in a more easier manner. So if you talk about the multimedia software, this multimedia is a combination of text, graphics, audio, and these multimedia software used in editing of video, audio and text, because editing is very important. When we upload the video, sometimes we require the editing. So the good part is that sometimes you upload the things offline, sometimes you upload the things online, or there are certain dynamic things, there are certain static things, and very easily you can interlink all the things. And the beauty of this multimedia software is that once the things executed, it would be come in a very good shape. So the entertainment industry, and if you talk about the learning industry, they all are coming up with this multimedia software, because it can make the learning more easier, more agile. So, and it is not confined to the entertainment industry. We have seen that in the music and video entertainment also, this app is also going to play a very vital role. So presentation software, the PowerPoint, the way we are presenting the things, the way we are using the PowerPoint it had given a new support to the presenters, how they are going to be more versatile, publish the things in a more systematic manner, and it can directly hit to the users who are sitting there. So when you talk about the presentation software, we know that Microsoft PowerPoint is one of the tool which is omnipresent in nature. But on the other hand, there are certain other ways by which this presentation can be done up. There are certain open source softwares. When you talk about the open office or open source software, which is in a 2D and 3D, which follows the 2D and 3D clip arts. So this can make the things more animated, more special effect can be done, and high impact drawing tools are there. So some other softwares are there, and there are certain meeting and video conferencing softwares, and we have seen that the trend had been changed. The meeting philosophy had been changed. So either it could be a formal meeting, or it could be an informal meeting, or it could be a seminar, or it could be a webinar. Everywhere there's a great utility of these meeting softwares, and the intention is very clear that with the help of this online approach, with the help of this video conferencing software, very easily you can connect with your peers. So it can do many things. It can provide the web conferencing, it can provide the conference call, then video meeting is there, then multiple participants can come up at one place and you can interact with them. So a lot of savings are there. And there could be a less wear and tear. So face-to-face customer support is there. Even some of the institutions have made this a formal kind of thing. So, and when you go more into the depth of this meeting software, you will find out there are certain benefits of using web and video conferencing software. It can enhance communication, it can reduce travel cost, and it can definitely increase the efficiency, because the wear and tear of an individual, which goes for the travel, it had been reduced now. So when you more talk about the web and video conferencing features and capabilities, it is the things are changing, and it can provide the slideshows, the meeting schedule and recording is there, then live chatting is there. You can record the conversation, then you can use it for the future purposes. Then a lot of other ways are there. So when you more talk about this meeting software which exists in the present scenario, the number one is the Google Meet. Then we have GoToMeeting, then we have Cisco WebEx, you have got Microsoft Team, and GoToWebinar, and even some of the social networking sites are also coming up these meeting software features. So the intention is very clear. It is more communicative, and anytime anyone can start. Even a school going kids can also start a conversations, and we have observed that even the small businessmen who are indulged in the small and medium sized enterprise, they are also more into this meeting software. So these meeting software are not confined to the corporate world or to the big houses, but right now become everybody cup of tea. So if you talk more about the applications of artificial intelligence in document management, this document management is something which is changing and bringing a paradigm shift. So the data volumes have now increased exponentially, and along with the traditional structured data, and data can now reside in different formats, like unstructured social media is there, then audio video files are there. So how you're going to maintain this document? So there must be an AI-based software which can deliver and reliable and provide a reliable insight and give a competitive advantage to the consumers. Because what we have seen that the footfall of the consumers matters when you provide them good services or the good platform. So there are certain softwares which are AI-based solutions, and these softwares are not confined to the corporates, but it is doing some social causes also. Take example of hospitals. We know that hospitals usually deal with a lot of patient data which could reside in electronic medical records. Handwritten prescriptions are there, which is a existing scenario. Then diagnostic reports and scanned images are there. So now these AI-based softwares which are more into the cognitive search could be an ideal solutions to efficiently manage patients' medical records and create personalized treatment plan. And what we have observed that even the supporting staff who are working in these hospitals, they can also know what exactly the patient history is. So this is somewhere the things are going to be changed, and these AI solutions are varies from scenario to scenario, and customers can easily integrate these solutions with downstream applications like chatbots, voice assistants, and traditional business intelligence software. So customers who deal with contract management data like mortgages are usually faced with a lot of manual tasks. So the intention behind this this artificial intelligence solution is that whatever the stereotype approach is going on, whatever the conventional way of doing the things is there, need to be eradicated, and it can be replaced by this contemporary thought. So this document management AI solutions can also be applied to diverse use cases from other industries, like processing claims related to damages to ship products by e-commerce companies, handling know your customers, that is KYC process in the banking industry, and other thing is there. So what I mean to say that how the things are going to be changed, that these application software are updating day by day, and there was a time when these application software was not everybody cup of tea, but how the way things had been changed, the way the customization had come up, we have seen that a lot of changes had come up. So this robot software is a set of coded commands or instructions that tell a mechanical device and electronic systems known together as a robot what tasks to perform. So robotic software is used to perform autonomous tasks. Many software systems and framework have been proposed to making these robotic softwares. So what I mean to say that the way things are changing, we will find out that a lot of the trend is changing, and these trends are bringing a paradigm shift, and these paradigm shift are providing new kind of thoughts, and with that thought the things are going to be changed more. So digital enterprise solution is also one of the step in this direction, which enables industrial companies of all sizes to implement current and future technologies for the automation and digitization, because digitization is nothing but a need of an hour. If you are not going to digitize, ultimately you will be redundant, you will be out from the picture, and you will be defeated by your competitors. So these are the only way by which the things are going to be changed. So when you talk about the application software with respect to big data analytics, we have seen that data size is multiplying in a very frequent manner. There was a time when data was very short, but right now the data shape and size is changing. So this big data analytic is going to play a very important role, because it processes data, sets of big data by means of map-reduced programming model. And there are certain open source, there are certain softwares which are more application based, and which provide the framework and in a software platform, with the help of the software platforms, to narrow down the things. So we have seen that how the things are going to be changed as far as the meeting is concerned, as far as the simulation is concerned. But on the other hand, a lot of other changes are coming up in the learning industry, because there was a time when learning was confined to brick and mortar mode or in the face-to-face mode. But what we have seen that things had been changed a lot. So even Government of India is also doing in this direction. So massive open online courseware is one of the steps in this direction, which is coming up with the different programs and develop for the particular class and creed. So not confined to the college going or the university going kids, but for the school going kids also. So and on the other hand, there was a time when learning was in a very stereotyped manner or was on the age brackets, but now the things had been changed. So these application softwares are changing with the change of time, and we have seen that a lot of other things is coming up. So the last but not least, we have seen that there are certain online video sharing platforms. An example of the YouTube I have talked about. It offers a wide variety of user-generated and corporate media videos, which can be available, and which includes video clips, TV shows, music videos, and even the shorts and documentary films which had been broadcasted long back, can be condensed or can be customized in that format. So audio recording, movie trailers, live streaming, and other changes are coming up. So a lot of the trend is coming up. These trends are making people to become more customized and more user friendly. So the intention behind this application software is purely working in a more customized manner, so that user can acclimatize themselves in that particular scenario and able to perform with the software in a more systematic manner. I think I have talked a lot about the application softwares, and we will definitely go more into the depth of the other components which are part of the computers, like the system software and the operating systems, because we know that the impact of the application software is to provide the customer or consume customized approach. But the good part is that if operating system facilitates in booting the systems. If the system is not going to boot properly, ultimately you're not able to perform the application software. So when you talk about the application software, when you talk about system software, both are both plays a very important role, and if one can perform less, the other performance is going to be affected by that. Thank you very much.